Okay, good afternoon everybody. So before we start our lecture, let us look at our schedule. Okay, so please give attention. And okay, sorry, this lecture video will serve for the section 4 as well as. So this morning my recording was not captured at the beginning, few minutes for section morning section, so it will for section both for 4 and 5. Okay, so let us see our schedule first. You see the schedule page. So according to our schedule, next week this time will be your test 1. Okay, and test 1 will cover from module 1 to module 3. Okay, whatever we will cover in this week, it will cover. Okay, and so this is a very important announcement for the test. So your test will be conducted during your test time, class time. So next week you don't need to, next week during test day, on test day, next Tuesday, right, for my section, you don't need to come in lecture. You will take the test from anywhere, either from your home or you're from library or somewhere in a quiet place. You will take the test, okay? Or you can come here, you can take the test here, but I will not be here. Okay, I don't need to come here. Okay, so the test will open 30 minutes before the class time. Okay, and it will still exist 30 minutes after the class time to starting. Okay, so try to, we made it flexible, 30 minutes plus minus before and after, so that in case you have another class before or after, you can join in this class. Okay, you can take the test, start the test before or after your previous class. Yeah. Okay, it says 14 and 15. So some section has, today is what day? 8. So our test will be 15, right? Tuesday, next Tuesday your test. But another section, for the Monday section, they have 14. Okay, so there are different sections, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. So your section, for your section, your test will be during your class time, this time, next week. You understand? This time next week. So you have to take the test from anywhere. You need to ensure that you have an internet connection, good internet connection, uninterrupted internet connection. You can take it from your home or library or anywhere. You can come here also. But I don't need to come here. If there is any issue in the test, so let me see if I can. I will try to be online if I can. But whatever you understand, do it. Okay. If there is for instance, if you find any mistake in test question, whatever you understand, do it. Okay. Or see if I am online, then I will try to see it online. Okay. So there will be 2 sections in your test. One will be MCQ type, that will be 20 minutes, part 1. In your D12, okay, test will be in your quizzes section in D12. Okay. So there will be, you will see there will be 2 parts, test 1 part 1 and test 2 part 2. So part 1 will take 20 minutes. That will be a true false or MCQ question. Okay. True false, a short answer, and then like this 20 minutes, few questions. And then part 2 will be about 30 minutes. I will make an announcement. Okay, there will be programming part, writing. You need to have a webcam, and before you start your test, you need to complete. Let me show you. You need to complete the one of the quizzes which is set up in D12. That is called. Let me open it. Lockdown browser setup quiz. So if you go to your section, for instance your section is 4 or 5, whatever your section, and go to quizzes, and you see that you will see this quiz, the responded setup quiz, and you will take this quiz. Okay, you must complete this quiz. Take it before this week. Okay, sometime this week. So in case you have a computer in a problem in your laptop or your webcam, so that you can fix it. In case you find any issue, then you need to call to UITS to get help. Okay, so you need to complete this quiz first before you take the test. Then take the test. You will see the test will be here. So you understand? Okay, for the online section, your instructor will guide you. But you are not in online section. But you are taking the test online. Understand? You are face-to-face section. You are a student of face-to-face section, but you will be taking this test online. Anyone has any questions so far about the test? I will make specific announcement in D12. So whenever you start so come here in the course homepage, you see this announcement, right? I will make the announcement. And if you are entitled for an extended time, please email me. Okay? Please send me an email. So give me a reminder. Yes. There will be two parts. One for MCQ part, short question or MCQ true false like this. There will be 20 minutes. Whenever you start the quiz test, okay, you will have 20 minutes to complete that. That is not hard, okay, don't worry about. Just you will read the instruction like quiz. Yeah, the second part will be programming type. Okay, you can take that part 1 or part 2 in any order. But you have to complete both two parts within the time window. So when the test can be started, 30 minutes before your class time, right? Today our class is started. This section is started now 3:30, right? So you can start it just after 3. Okay. Okay. So in the program, you will be asked to write the program in the D12. Okay, so you will be asked to write the program or pseudocode, whatever you type in D12. So you will not be allowed to open Replit. Okay, as long as you know. So for writing codes with freehand, you will be forgiven for minor mistake. Okay, for instance, I will say that instead of print, you know that you can type in print, right? So you can type in print. So if you type mistake, if you do a typo in typing print, you will be forgiven. That will not be caught. Okay. What is that file? Oh. Okay. Anyone has any question about test? Don't worry, test will not be too hard. If you practice the program so far I asked you to do, and I will be asking today to do in next class. Okay, we'll be practicing. Has anyone any question? Okay. Sorry? Yeah, you have to write the code or syntax or algorithm freehand. No, okay, that's good question. So someone is asking whether you have to write answer in all three languages. No, only one language. Either in pseudocode or only one of the languages. Okay. So if you go to here in the resources page, and you will see the old exams. This is the old exams. So people who are online, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So if you go to old exams, so you see that there are some old test questions, like for instance in fall 2020, so test 1, 1A, 2A. Okay, so you will have test, there will have multiple sets. Okay, one version 1A, 2B. So there will be question will be almost same, but there will be some difference due to number or some variable name or something little bit different. Okay, so then you see that the test is like there. Okay, in tutorial you will be asked to write your name, and you have to write you will be asked to write your KSU ID. So keep your ID on hand. Okay, you need to show your ID to your what is the webcam. Okay, and for instance like this type of questions, you see that this type of question, it has some missing break, right? Okay, be careful about the missing break, and then you will be given some space and detail. You will be asked to write the code or statement over here. So you will be given space. Okay, so either, okay, so you don't need to check in. So since it was it will be online, so you don't need to check in this box. We will understand if you type in your code either of this, one of these three languages, we will understand the code. Our grader will understand. Okay, anyone has any more question? Okay, that's good. So in our last lecture, let us do a quick review. In our last lecture, what did we do? We discussed selection statement, right? What is the purpose of selection statement? As we mentioned that unless otherwise stated, okay, all of the statements of a programs are executed from top to bottom, one by one, starting from the main method and executed one after another, only one time. Sometimes it may need to execute a statement, or sometimes we may need to skip a statement. Okay, sometimes the execution of a statement depends on the result of another statement. That statement may be above or below to that. In those cases we use selection statement. So we use mainly if and switch. So if has two other extended version, if, else if, okay, if and else and if else if, and then switch. We discussed how to use the if statement. We use a Boolean statement, right, within the if condition. Boolean statements, they are the combination of relational or logical expression. So either relational or logical expression gives us a relational or logical expression gives us either true or false value. Based on the value either true or false, if statement is executed. If the condition is true, then we will execute a part. If it is false, then we execute a part. So maybe give focus on this slide. Okay, so some relational operators. So based on the relational operations, there are some methods, existing method, Java and C# and C++, some methods, for instance, the equals method. It compares two strings, whether they are equal or not. So, but like Java and C#, you see the equal in Java is in uppercase, C# is in lowercase. Sorry. In Java is in lowercase and C# is in uppercase. And both of these will give you either true or false result. If this string, my string, is equal to your string. Here my string is red and your string has blue value. So if these are exactly equal, then it will give us a true result. And if they are not equal here, for instance here, they will give us false result. Okay, and C++ it is different. C++ does not have equal method, but it has compare method. The compare method will compare two string with the first string with the second string. You see how the first string and second string are given. The first string is given as an object, second string is given as an object, also as a parameter. You will learn that later about parameters. So if they are true, then they give us 0 output. If this string is larger means the in terms of ASCII value, then it will give us 1. If it is smaller than this one in terms of ASCII value, ASCII code, then they give -1. Okay, and we discussed this, and in our last lecture we went through this. Okay, so you will not be allowed to use a calculator, but you will be given some kind of this kind of calculator, this kind of calculation. Okay, you can keep a piece of paper, empty paper, white paper, blank paper to do your calculation. Okay, but show that paper on the webcam before you start or before you use it. Okay, so we discussed this if statement, if else, while. So if else, we discussed this if else, and I gave you some homework to practice, right? I gave you some homework to practice, especially this one, and especially this switch one. This one I asked you to practice. So like for instance, this program. This program I asked you practice. Okay, so I have written this program, I have code of this program in all 3 languages. It is in Java. If you search in my account, if you search for this temp condition switch example 1 Java, like this is my program name in my account. And for Java, this one, and it has same name with C++, just the last name is CPP, and also it has in C#. Okay, so please practice this program. And as I mentioned, then C# does not allow a missing break and missing default, but other languages like C++ and Java allows you to have some missing break. So also pseudocode allows. So in your pseudocode or in your test, if you are given a problem with switch statement, be careful and search for the whether break is given or not. Okay, sometimes intentionally break is missing, to check whether you do. So if a break is missing, still it will go to the next case. It will check for the next case. Yes. No, Java does not require break. C# requires break. In Java you have missing. So please practice these 3 programs. Okay, I have already got it. So just practice this. Anyone has any question? Yes. Java. This one. It will not break, so it will still go to the next case. Let us see what does this program do. So what is the temperature current today? Maybe it is, what is temperature outside? Maybe 86. No, I put 86. Let us say 86, right? Okay, so now, so if it is 86, so then this one will come 80, right? Condition, and the condition is 80. So it will come here, and then it got break, right? Okay, so let us make it 70. What happens? Let us see. Let us run this program with code 76. Let us run this program with data 76. So it is, if the number is 76, what is the output coming? What is the output coming? So first of all, I've said it is a very pleasant today, right? For 70, it is coming, it is a very pleasant today, right? But still, it is giving me, it is a pleasant today, right? So these are also giving. Do you understand? What, can you guess the reason? Yeah, there is no break statement, because if it is 70, right, that means it is 7, so then the number is 7. Still it is also message 6, above 6, right? Number is 7, condition is 7, right? Still that is above 7 or above 6, above 5, right? Right? Yeah, this is why you need break statement. Okay. So, but in Java, and then you have to, in C#, you have to give the break. There is no way that, for instance, I'm coming back. So in Java, in C#, okay. So if I give 76, still it is giving. So in Java, in C#, I cannot have a missing break. You see that if I have a missing break, if I want to run it, it will give me an error message. In C#, okay, even one single break missing will give you an error. You understand? But you will not get this error if you run this program either in C# or C++. So practice this program, okay? Then you will understand the effect of having or not having break. Yes. Any questions? Okay, so in our last lecture, so people who are online, anyone has any question? Okay, there are about 50 people online. No one has any question? This one? Chat box? I don't have time. You see that I told you that this class is face to face. But I'm giving an extra favor to record it and to make it also virtually. So my intention is not to check chat box. If there is something urgent, speak to me, talk to me. Okay, make him open your mouth and unmute yourself and talk to us. Otherwise, I don't have time to go to the chat box. This is the face-to-face class. This is not on originally online class. Okay, so you cannot blame me that I'm not looking my chat box. I don't have time. Anyone has other question? Okay, people, everybody is online, is good. Anyone can talk to me? Okay, in our last lecture we did some in-class activities, right? So this is the program we discussed in last week, right? What is the problem? That we are asked to take input of an integer number and to check whether the number is an even number or an odd number. Is there anybody here that was not here in last lecture? Who is here in last lecture? Okay, everybody is good? Okay. So the next problem we discussed to take an input integer of a number of year and to check whether the number year is a leap year or not, right? In general, in shortcut or in basic way, that even an elementary student knows that a year is a leap year if it is divisible by 4. For simple rule, okay? That is also true, but that is not exactly true. The perfect true is that a year is a leap year if it is divisible by 4 but not 100, or it is divisible by 400. If it is divisible by 400, then it's okay, it is a leap year. Okay, but if it is not divisible by 4, then it needs to meet two conditions. One is it is divisible by 4 but not 100. Okay, that was the condition, full condition. If you do Google search, you will find this condition. Okay, so now everybody please open your computer and we will do 2 more activities today. Okay, people who are online, please practice this, okay? So we will write a program in all 3 languages. We will start from our first language, at least one language first. That we will take an input, an integer number, and we will check whether the number is divisible by both 5 and 7. Okay, how do we do it? Practice it, okay? Do you understand the problem? We will check whether our number is divisible by both 5 and 7. For instance, 35. If we take input 35, it will check us yes, it is divisible by both 5 and 7, right? But for instance, if we take a number, for instance 15 or 20 or 10, these are divisible by 5 but not 7, right? But if I take number, for instance 21, 7 or 14, though these numbers are divisible by 7 but not by 5. Okay? Yeah, everybody please try how to do this. Okay, for the next 15 minutes I will be moving around. Okay, both should be right. Should be right. Make it equal 0 with 5 equals 0. No. Modulo 5 equals 0. Equal 0 percent. It was what you should do. What is the problem? Just this not asking. You don't need to follow. You don't ask me to follow. Just put a number. One number. I didn't ask for follow. So for the test, there are some students who know better than this, but in your test, write exactly what you are asking. Okay, do not write extra code. That may happen negatively. You may lose some point because just focus on whatever you are asking. For instance, this program you do not need to use any looping, because we did not ask for any looping, right? You are asking to input only one integer number. An integer means only one, right? Only one number. And then you will take a number and then you will do an if statement. In the if, you will do double check. You will do check whether the number is divisible by 5 and how do we use AND operator? Logical AND, right? 2% together to check whether it is, like for instance, the number is n, whether n is n modulo 7 equals 0 and 2% and modulo 5 equals 0, logical equal sign. No, you need to convert it later first, then check the numbers. Did you practice the problem that I asked you how to pick an integer number? Display. Did you practice the activity 1 or 2 that we discussed last week? So do that part first. Okay, convert will go up. Yeah, good. Look at your previous program. Anyone wants to show me? Come. Okay. That's good. Okay. Is it a hard problem? I expected everybody would be able to do it. Is it a hard problem? Yeah? Okay, if you practice the previous problems, like how many problems I asked you to practice so far? About 15? If you practice those 15 problems, then you are supposed to do it. It is not hard, right? Okay, so if you understand this problem, okay, let us make it a little bit different. Okay, ready for the another program. For this from this program, you can copy and paste code for your next program. Okay, it is very similar to the previous problem. It's a little bit different. Maybe one single change. A single change in your program should work. This. So what is this? We have to check whether the number is divisible by either 5 or 7. Someone already did it by mistake. Okay? Subtract this. Thank you. You did it? Good job. Smart boy. Who did it? Who else? Excellent. Okay. Good job. Okay, that you did okay, you did a good check. The number is not 0. That's good. Okay. Obviously the number is not 0, okay? Then okay. I was thinking about that. Okay, so I asked you to give a non okay. And you see the number 0, you can also enter the number. If you take 0, then okay, that's good. Who else? Understand? Is working? Okay, I expected everybody should be able to do this. Okay, these are just sample programs. I like everybody, okay, to practice this kind of program. Okay, so the good way to learn programming is that you will see your problem or program. Okay? Sometimes you will think how to modify a problem or create your own problem. Okay? Sometimes if you can write your own program, then it is supposed that you understand the problem, that kind of program, okay, or similar program, and it is supposed that you should be able to solve it. Okay? Sometimes think that how can I write a program that is divisible by 4 but not 2? Understand, right? Okay. If it is possible for this test. Or how the numbers are divisible by 4, like 10 and 5, or 10 or 5, something, okay? Make some changes in this kind of program and then Okay, anyone has any other question? Okay, so far I'm giving you around 60 problems, maybe 16 problems to practice. Today I will give you 2 more. Okay? And then in the next lecture I will give you 2 or 3 more. So about 20 programs I will give you before the test to practice. And if you practice these problems, I assume that you should be good in the test. Okay? So let us do a quick survey, okay? Get your feedback. You can tell me honestly, okay? Do you like this kind of activities? Practice at home, and also yeah. Okay, that's good. If you do not like it, honestly tell me. I will not mind. Okay. Instead of telling that, okay, complain on the first, you see on the first page experience page, there is an open forum to give complaint. Okay, students always give complaint against teacher. Teacher do not give complaint against students. Okay, everybody is good here. We like everybody. Even I tell you I like you or not, I like everybody. But sometimes you, the student, give us complaint against our professor, and we never give complaint against you. Okay? That is not our personal, that is not my philosophy. Okay? But if you do not like, this is my teaching technique. Sometimes I will do something and then I will ask you to do something. Okay? If you like my policy, that's good. If you do not like my teaching philosophy or policy, please bring a new policy. That will be good for you. Okay? But unless you bring a new something new or good, we have to follow it. Okay, if you can bring something good, I will follow you. Okay, anyone has any other question? Okay, people from online. Anyone has any other question?
So people from online, how many people are online but no one speak? Okay, there are 33 people, maybe including me, 32. So people who are online, anyone has any question? Okay, if you do not have any question, then I like to go to the next topic. So according to our schedule, you see that we are supposed to continue repetition selection statement this week, and we are supposed to start the repetition structure that is looping next week. But since next week I will lose a lecture, right, during our test, I want to start the repetition structure right now so that we can cover something. Okay, but we will have more selection statement even when we cover repetition statements. I'm sorry, my computer is stuck. Is it hang up? I don't know. Okay, that's good. So repetition structure is module 4, but we will start it today. Okay, repetition or looping statements.
as we mentioned that sometime we may need to execute a statement or some statements more than one time, right? Also we mentioned that unless otherwise statements, all of the statements otherwise stated, all of the statements in our programs started from beginning and executed one by one, only one time, right? Sometime we may need to execute some statement more than one time. Okay, that is called looping statement or loop control statements. So mainly there are three looping statements: while, do while, and for. While and do while almost pretty same, but there is minor difference. And for loop is quite different. For loop is used a lot. For regular repetition statement, we will do for loop a lot. Okay, but while, let us start with while. There is reason behind using while is that I will come that later. But soon, for instance, here the motivation behind using looping control statement, that for instance, if we need to execute this statement 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, what we can do? We can just copy and paste this code as many times as we can do it, right? But what happens if we need to execute it 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 or 1 million times, right? Should we copy and paste that million times or 100 times? No. We can easily set up a looping control statement that will execute this statement as many times as I need. Okay, so the motivation is simple. So that as we use while and do while and for, as I mentioned that for is widely used, but while is, we will start from while. Everything can be done with while, can be done with for, or everything can be done with for, can be done with while. Okay, while will start from while because the while is more similar with natural language. So in general, when speaking in English, we say while you are here, I will follow you, right? Or we say while I am here, you have to follow me. So this kind of English statement we use frequently, right? So while is as usual. That means what does that statement mean? So when we say while, that means as long as, right? That means there is a condition behind. As long as the condition is true, okay, we will do that. We will do something. The loop body, okay? So this is while. So in a while or also do while, let us start with while, okay? There is a condition. There is a condition. This condition again, it is a Boolean condition. It will give us either a true or false value. So while, that means as long as this condition is true, then this statement block will be executed. If it is false, then it will be skipped. So it's straightforward. Will you understand this? Okay. So this condition will give us this is a Boolean condition. In the combination, it can be a combination of logical or relational expression. So the program structure is like this. There will be a condition evaluated over here. If it is true, then this body will be executed and it will go back to the condition. Check. If the condition is true, again true, then it will execute this and again back to the condition. So as long as the condition is true, this statement will be executed. And once it is false, then it will skip this statement and it will go to the next line. Okay? You have a question? No, I'm asking, yeah. Okay. For instance, if our code is something like this, for instance, there is a counter variable over here. This condition may be comprised with a number of formats, but it will be ultimately it will be a Boolean condition. So initially our counter equal to 1, right? So it will check while counter is less than 1000. Is the condition true or false? True, right? Then this statement will be executed. Okay, you see that there is no semicolon after here, but you can give this curly brace next line, but there is no semicolon here. If you give semicolon, it will make an error. Okay, so here it says 1. If counter equal to 1, this condition will be true, and then it will execute this statement. And then here the next phase, what it will do in the next phase? So it will check again, is the condition true? Yes, right? And it will execute this statement again. And then what will happen again? Next time it will check the condition. Yes, the condition is still true, and this will be executed again. So in this program structure, the condition will be always true, right? So then it will become an infinite loop. Infinite means apparently infinite, not an infinite. Okay, so in this world everything infinite has a finite value. So at some point, if you run this program, at some point your all of your empty memory space will be consumed. Then it will stop. Okay. So apparently it looks to be an infinite loop. Okay, we will say an infinite loop. So, but at some point we need to increase, or we need to make some changes in our counter values, so that at some point these become false, right? When this condition will become false, then the loop will be terminated, right? So every program, every looping statement or every program, at some point we need to check where is the terminal point, at which point our condition will be false. Okay, so for instance, so in order to make the condition false, what do we need to do here? Yes, increment the counter by 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, whatever value, like somehow we need to increment it, right? Either way, somehow we need to increment this. We can increment in many ways, right? Many ways, there are many ways. Increment by 1 or 10 or 100, no matter. Okay, unless we increment, that it will be like this. Okay, how can we increment? We can say counter plus plus. This is equivalent to so counter equal to counter plus 1. This is equivalent to this. Okay, we can increment by 10 or whatever number. Okay, so it will increment by counter by 1, and the next time counter will be 2, and it will check the condition. Somehow at some point counter will be incrementing, and the counter will be 999, right? And then the next step, counter will be still counter is, this condition is true, right? After this statement, counter will be, after this statement counter will be false, right? So after this statement, let's see like this one, counter will be 1000, and this time this statement will be false, right? Then it will terminate the looping. So here, this way, when it becomes false, our statement program will stop. For instance, this program block will be stopped. Okay. So actually here, you see that Sometime we can use less. What is this? How this one is pronounced? Huh? Less than. I want to hear that. Please loudly. Less than. That you went too fast. I want to hear that word. Less than or equal to. Okay, not and. So this means it's less than or equal to, not and. Not mistake. Okay, I wanted to hear that word or. Okay, so when it says less than or equal to, okay, so then still it is true. When it is true, then it will be executed. But at some point, it will be false, right? So I'm coming back. So there is a term in a quiz or in your like in an interview. You can ask. You might be asked this question. What is a sentinel value? A sentinel value is here. In this here is 1000. A value is a value. It is a value that terminates our loop or that does something else. That makes some changes. There are like some vital changes in a program. That is called sentinel value. Okay. So here actually the counter is the sentinel variable. Counter is sentinel variable and its value, sentinel value is 1000. Okay. And so for instance, when you run a program, you may say that sometimes I will say that it may ask that type 9999 to quit. That means here your 99 is your sentinel value. Okay, that is the terminal value. Okay. So something a quiz question or some interview question. Okay, remember this. So we are here, right? So this one, I asked that this one is called counter plus plus. What does this do? It means counter equal to counter plus 1, right? This means, okay, it has another format. It is, why it is not copying? Interesting. Yes, it is not copying. Copy, paste. Okay. Sometime you will see like this format. It also means this. Okay, counter plus plus or plus plus counter. So these are same thing. Okay. So what this is plus plus is called incremental operator. Okay, and this plus plus is also incremental operator. It is the prefix notation, and that is postfix notation. Okay, let me see, we have a slide over here. Okay. This is a homework. Another homework I am giving you. It is most likely that you will get a test question like this in either of your tests. None of your tests. Let us see what it is asking. So this is a code. You need to put this code in main method. You need to change the print according to your language. Okay. So is counter variable initially is 0, x equal to initially is 0, and y equal to 0. I will say while counter less than 5. So what is the sentinel value here? 5. Thank you. So we are printing x equal to, so you see the plus and then some spaces, and then this is plus plus x, and then it is again another plus. or it says that y equal to plus y and then y plus plus and then is another plus. So you see that the difference, we need to understand the difference between plus plus x or x plus plus or y plus plus something. Okay, so this is called the prefix notation. So this is called prefix notation and this is called postfix notation. The incremental operator here is the operator is plus plus without any space in between. Okay, and this is called the prefix version and this is called postfix version, or prefix notation and postfix notation. Okay, there is a minor critical difference between the prefix and postfix. This is postfix. Okay, remember that this is postfix and this is prefix. Okay, there is a minor difference between I wrote this slide myself. Okay. Prefix notation, and this is called postfix. Okay, everybody please give attention. So in the prefix notation, what does it do? It first increments its operand. What is the operand over here? X, right? Or variable x by 1. And it will use the incremented value right here. Okay. But in the postfix notation for y over here, it will first use the old value of y, and then after using the old value it will increment it by 1. So the incremented value will be applied for the next iteration or next statement. You understand? So here in the prefix notation, it first increments its operand by 1 and then it uses the incremented value, but here it uses the old value. Okay, and after that, after using the old value, it increments the operand. You understand? I usually tell a story like that, how to remember this. So in some countries, like people like sorry to say, the political people or some people who like who rule the country, they make two kinds of rules. Okay, or law. There are some rules that gives them benefit, or some rules like for instance anti-corruption or something that may give them punishment. Okay, so if they think that the ad will give them benefit, then they make that rule as a prefix. Okay, that benefit will be implemented from them, unless they are generous. Okay, but if they think that okay, that will maybe give them punishment or for corruption or something, they make the rule as postfix. Say okay, we are making this rule, it will not be implemented to us. Whenever we die or we pass away, we exit safely, then it will be implemented to the next people who come to power. Okay, so you understand that what is my concept to tell the story is that prefix notation is it increments the operand first and the incremented value is executed right away, right? But here it does not use the incremented value, it uses the old value, and that incremented value is applied for the next statement. I like everybody to write this code, to copy and paste this code in a main method and change this to print, right? Simple, right? Print, change this to real language and run it and make some changes. There is another version that is called minus minus. That is decremental operator, okay? It does same thing, but it decreases the value by 1. So like this, practice Sometime by giving plus plus, minus minus, plus minus, plus. It does not go plus minus or minus plus. Only plus plus or minus minus. Okay, and do this and practice this and understand this as practice this program as long as you do not understand. Until you become clear, practice this. Okay, so this is the same program which has output, but try to understand why the output is like this, why it is not this. Okay, so this will be my homework for the next before you come to next week. And also this problem, I like you to practice this problem, try this problem at home, and we will discuss this in our next lecture. So what is the problem? The problem is that write a program that will allow you to allow your user to guess a secret number between 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 or any range. Okay, you may use a like random generated method or higher order functions. If you know, then you can use, but for now the problem is that you will take an input of a number. Okay, and you also, before you take also input a number, you also guess a number in your mind. For instance, 7. Okay, and for instance, you will ask your friend to input a number. He or she will input a number, any number, and whatever you guess, you will check that whether your friend's input number is equivalent to your number, or exactly same your number. Okay, if they are same, then it's a good match. If they are not same, then it's a no match, right? So it's done. We need, so how long it will do? So you can continue this as long as you find a match, right? So try to do this program at home. There we have some code over here. Okay, try to do this. So code are exactly here, so you need some changes in your program. Anyone has any other question from online or here? Okay, again the reminder, next lecture will not happen here, but you may come here to take your test. You need to bring your laptop. So today is Tuesday, right? Our test will be next Tuesday, right? Okay, that we have Thursday class. No, the test day. The test time I will not be here, but Thursday we are coming here. So by mistake, Thursday we will be coming here. Okay, day after tomorrow we will be coming here. Today is let me clear, which is 8, right? We will be coming here 10, but not on the test day. Okay, and keep your eyes on the D12 announcement about the test. Okay, and your test will be in your D12 quizzes section. When you go to your D12 quizzes, you will see the test, and before you start the state, you need to take this quiz. Respondents setup. It will take a few minutes to set up your computer. Okay, and if you are entitled for an extended time in your test, please send me an email. Okay, and when you send me an email, please follow my communication policy. I highlighted it here. But still some students send me email without mentioning his class and section name. I'm not going to reply them. Anyone has any question? Good, everybody is good? Okay, good luck for your test preparation, okay? Thank you so much. So people who are online, anyone has any question? Okay, that's good. Thank you so much.
Wait, there's a question.
Okay, what is your question?
It says how many questions are on the test. It was on the chat.
Okay, I will make this announcement in next lecture or in D12. Okay, so you'll have two parts. One will be 20 minutes, about 20-minute MCQ or short type questions, and then another part you will have about 30 minutes. Both you have to take during your test time, lecture time. Okay, you can take it from home or any other place that has uninterrupted good internet connection, and you need to have your webcam to take the test. Thank you so much. Are you okay?
I had a question about the teams. Because I asked to join, but I just sent it because I couldn't find the link. Is there? Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you.